So here I am outside of another Masonic Lodge in the state of Georgia. This is Greenville Masonic Lodge, and what does that say? Lodge number 321 in Greenville, Georgia. It's not half of between LaGrange, Georgia, and Columbus, Georgia. So come with me on the inside. We'll take a look, because you just entered the coolest lodge. And our lodges are a little bit different as far as their amenities. So not all lodges have a nice big parking lot like this and big open grass like it does in the front, or a barbecue pit area like this. This is a pretty serious barbecue pit area. They will smoke hogs, or try to. They'll smoke hogs. You can see this is active too. They got wood for it and everything, all kinds of wood. But they're far enough out here in the country that they don't have to worry too much about bothering city folk and with the smoke that comes with a large barbecue pit operation. But when I say they got a lot of green grass, I kind of want to show you this green grass. This particular building, I believe it may have been a church. I don't know the exact details of it, but it could definitely be set up like a church. You have to modify every lodge a little bit to make it from a church setting, because most church settings you have a stage area, and you'll see the stage area in a little bit, but they'll have a large stage area and you have to kind of take it down a little bit and put up staging around the sides of it. So we'll show you that's a lot of grass. I don't know who mows this, but I hope they have an awful big mower, because here's the side of the building we were just standing in front of. Again, that's a lot of grass. The great thing is you'll see the inside of this building, the room itself is fairly large. Nice high-pitched ceilings. And the dining hall is a good sized dining hall area at the other end of this building. You can see how long it is. Let's go on inside and take a look. So when you first come into the building, they've got a nice little foyer area here, and then once you walk in, is this door behind me, or that door. And this is just inside the main archway. But you can see they got a nice picture of George Washington there. Nice big ceilings. To this way here is a dining room, and it goes way back. You can see the dining room. I don't want to go in there because there's a lot of people. Restrooms on the other side, another kitchen on the other side, and we're going to go through this big room here in just a minute as soon as some more people clear out. So now we're inside of, we just had a big meeting here. This is inside the main hall that they have here, and you can see the different colors, how high the nice ceilings are. Not a lot of ornate, but still a little different. Brass, nice engraving here. This is actually set up in the north right here. Along the walls, you'll see pictures of past masters. A lot of their past masters in this particular lodge, they'll put a black ribbon that will represent that this brother's actually passed away already. But they have theirs all along the wall here. You see there. A lot of lodges you'll see will have an organ, because sometimes you'll have a brother who plays the organ. So when they do opening and closing, they'll have an organ, someone playing an organ. Here's an old poster. I've seen this in a lot of it. Talks about Masonic presidents. And so here's your treasurer's desk. Now I will say this about some of your staffs you have here. Typically, in most Georgia lodges, you'll have 4 staffs. In most lodges I've ever seen, I've got 4 staffs, but most of the staffs are typically a little higher than this. They normally end about right here, and the top, which is normally made out of pewter or some type of silver, not exactly a stiff kind of metal, but is typically taller, and each one is significant as far as the different emblem it has in the center. The master's chair is also a little different here. You can see the ornateness of the chair. And you'll also see that the difference here. As with the last one of the last videos I showed you, they had a podium like this, but the podium was set to the side. In this particular lodge, they set it in the middle. Some differences. One of the other things I want to make sure you saw here was this altar. See how much different this altar is than some other lodges? And it's got a large overhang here, which you really don't see. A lot of these will open. This particular one does not open, but this is the front altar, and of course you've got your burning tapers here. We call it burning tapers here on the side. You see the difference in you got brass on top. This one here is electrified, so it's actually a light bulb instead of an actual flame, which initially Masonic Lodge would have a flame there, but not in this case. Of course, we've got a Bible there, and so there's a little bit of, you can see it's a Masonic Lodge because it's got that across the bottom of the square compasses. Really nice lodge. The great thing about this lodge is it's so big. It's great parking. It's got a great area for dining, and in fact, it's so big they've got their own microphones here, so that especially you get some brothers who can't speak as loud as others, and it's hard to hear them. So they'll have a microphone here at this station. At that station, the treasurer will have one, the secretary will have one, and so will our senior warden back here. Other lodges you might see, there'll be a line coming down. It's almost like a microphone line coming down from the ceiling. Comes about this high to you. Where when you stand, it'll be about this high, and you'll speak into it. There's sensitivity's way up on those. Speaking of, I got a piano there. They may have a piano player in this one. Now, I will say this. There's probably a couple of other Masonic organizations that meet here. I think there's an Order of the Amaranth that meets here because it looks like one of their logos is right there. Right there in the corner. So, they're different. Now, I have seen a column like this at some other places. It was real similar to this. I believe you see you got the terrestrial globe here and the celestial globe here, as you see in most lodges. Other lodges you may see some lily work around the top, not so much in this. The columns are very significant in Masonic orders, and also we've got things that are for sale from different orders. But it's a real good setup, and we got a real good setup for our lodge. It's I will say one other thing while I'm here. If you can see this, a lot of brothers will go to different, depending on what's going on, they'll collect coins. You can see here's a nice little coin collection in a coin box. Not a ton of them in here. This brother's probably been around 2 years because you typically get a lot of coins. A lot of coins were passed out at this convention here, but this was a district convention. It only happens once a year. But if the Grand Master is here, the Grand Master will pass out coins and to different officers. It may be sitting masters, but they'll pass out coins to those Masons who have shown themselves, done a good job, been really involved. A lot of it has to do with, simply just showing up. You just got to show up. You got to be there. You got to be, brothers need to see you. You got to see you working. It's not just sitting on the sidelines and not doing anything, but it's actually showing up and being involved. So you get coins for that. You might say it's like paying your wages, or you're getting paid for your wages. But anyway, these guys want to get out here. We're all going to lunch up the road here. But hope you enjoyed this. Please check out some other videos. Be sure to like and subscribe. Some other videos on masonry and travel. Been doing a lot of videos. I think I got about 90. And right now, I think as a matter of fact, in this video, I'm just under 150 subscribers. I hope you'll consider being one too. But definitely come join us on other adventures, because you are now leaving the coolest life.